We were born in '03, 17 years old. Even those born in the early part of '04 would have already hit 17. Did she attend school early? If I could check this point out later, I could confirm whether or not my guess about the status transcending beyond the information I knew was correct. I had roughly finished checking out the game-like system, and I finally had to think about my life restarting, over and over. The first thing that came to mind was a time loop. I think I had seen it before, in some science fiction novels. Regression, reincarnation, or time loops. It seemed like whenever I died, I was returned to the time right before the entrance ceremony. This might get annoying. Returning to the entrance ceremony every time I died, what could be the meaning behind this? Even if I tried thinking over it right then, I wouldn't have been able to understand. I decided that I would have to die a couple of more times before I could get the hang of it. Why are things like this continuing to happen to me? While I was thinking over things, a middle-aged man with a rotund stomach walked into the classroom. He introduced himself as the homeroom teacher, and stated that he hoped we would have a good time. 3 years. 3 years of high school life has started for me, again. I had studied to the point of life and death for 3 years in order to take the standardized tests, but now my 3 years of high school were going to start all over. Fuck. I was so preoccupied with ghost stories and the Demon King and whatnot that I hadn't properly thought about other aspects of the situation. Now that I had properly thought things through, I realized that I was going to have to repeat some very annoying moments. Even having to repeat admissions for a single year would ruin most people's personalities, but to think that I would have to repeat 3 full years again. Ha. TN, Sunung exams are the standardized tests taken in Korea for college admissions. It is basically the Korean equivalent of SATs in the United States. One major difference is that it is only available once a year, so if you fail it miserably, you have to repeat the admissions process again next year. I will now hand out the printed announcements. For each row, take a sheet and pass the rest to the person behind you. At the homeroom teacher's words, the students sitting at the front of each row came up to the teacher's desk to receive a pile. On the back of each sheet, the rules and regulations are written out. Alcohol and cigarettes are not allowed, and the dress regulations, such as hair length, written down. Be sure to check it thoroughly. You wouldn't want to be at a disadvantage.